With just days to go until the opening ceremonies in Tokyo, another Olympic athlete has tested positive for the coronavirus. Alternate gymnast Kara Eaker of the USA women's team. Her father says she is now in isolation and is not showing any symptoms. He says she is fully vaccinated.
Tennis superstar Coco Goth is out of the Tokyo Olympics after testing positive for COVID-19 on Sunday. In a statement, the 17-year-old South Floridian said she is disappointed. It's been her dream to represent the United States at the Olympics and hopes there will be many more chances for her in the future. It's not known whether or not she is vaccinated. Now, there are at least 10 new cases connected to the games since yesterday, including the first cases among athletes in the Olympic Village. The hopes of tennis star Coco Goth were dashed Sunday after the 17-year-old sensation announced she had tested positive for COVID, ending her chances of competing in Japan this summer.
At this time, unfortunately, we don't have much more information.
The news apparently caught tennis officials by surprise. This comes on top of USA basketball losing point guard Bradley Beal last week after he was placed in COVID health protocols. As more Olympic teams descended on the Japanese capital over the weekend, 2 South African soccer players tested positive for COVID, the first cases of athlete infections in the Olympic Village. The South African Football Association said the whole team is now under quarantine. With their first match just 3 days away, they'll only be allowed to compete if they test negative 6 hours before the match. While Olympic officials say there is a 0 chance the games could trigger a super spreader event, many Japanese aren't buying it. Local opposition to the games isn't the only challenge this week. Officials issued the first heat stroke alert for the city so far this year and encourage athletes to drink more water to account for an Olympics that could end up being the hottest games in decades. A major sponsor, Toyota, has pulled its Olympic advertising from Japanese TV and said its president will not attend the opening ceremony, a sign of concern over being associated with the troubled plague games. Now, another Olympic athlete has tested positive for the virus, this time a second member of the women's artistic gymnastics team. Officials have yet to identify that athlete. So far, there are 61 cases of the virus linked to the games. And look for much more on the coronavirus pandemic tonight on the CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell. That's at 6:30 after CBS 4 News at 6.